Welcome to VVork. In this video, we're going to learn to create custom object groups using performance metrics and supermetrics. Welcome back. In the previous video, we showed you how to create a custom object group based on relationships. In this video, we're going to show you how to create a custom object group based on metrics. In the demonstration that I'm just about to perform, we're going to handle a scenario in which we want to create a custom object group of virtual machines, but not all the virtual machines, just the virtual machines that have a significantly high CPU utilization. So we're going to be looking for virtual machines, and we're going to look specifically for virtual machines whose performance metric called CPU usage percentage is above a certain threshold. So let's jump in the lab environment and do that. All right, again, we'll go back to the environment section. In environment, we'll go to environment overview, which is selected by default. We'll click on custom groups, and we will click on the add button. When we go here, again, we're supposed to pick a name, we're supposed to pick a type, supposed to pick a policy, supposed to say dynamic or static. In this video and the following videos, I'm going to skip this section here because you can see the previous video to understand what these are about. Instead, what I'm going to do is say that this is going to be a group of, what's it going to be? A group of virtual machines. Don't accidentally choose VM folder, choose virtual machine. And this time, instead of choosing relationship, we're going to choose metrics. Now, the combination of these two things, virtual machines and metrics, has been used by VRI's operations to produce for us here a dynamically created hierarchy of performance metrics and supermetrics, if you've defined those, for virtual machines. And in our particular case here, we're going to choose CPU. If we wanted to, we could look at a specific CPU, like CPU 0, CPU 1, CPU 2, and so forth. But my machine only has one CPU anyways. So I'm going to choose this aggregate performance metric called CPU usage percentage. Now, as you can see here, there are loads of other performance metrics that I could choose. And one of the things I love doing in class with my students, by the way, take a look in the YouTube description down below for information on training on VRI's operations. One of the things I love doing in the classroom is asking my students, what types of metrics are you interested in? We can go digging around in this hierarchy to find things other than just CPU usage percentage. So for our purposes, though, I'm going to choose CPU usage percentage. Notice it reminds me of what I chose. It says so right here, CPU usage percentage. And then I get to select whether I'm looking to see whether the CPU usage percentage is a certain value or it's not a value, or if it's lower than a value or greater than a value that I choose over here. Now I'm going to start off with a big number like 50% here, or maybe for you 75% is a high CPU utilization rate. Actually, I changed my mind. I am going to go up here and give this group a name. VMs with significant CPU usage percentage. And the reason why I'm doing that is I want to just remind you of what it is we're creating here. Now notice I didn't say high because I don't know what high CPU is in your environment. So we're just going to use this in somewhat arbitrary terms, significant. So maybe for you, 75% is significant, or maybe 50%, or whatever. But you pick a number that you want to compare against. Again, you next go down to the preview section to see what it's matching. In this case, it's just matching one of my VMs. And if necessary, I could include others, or I could exclude ones that I don't want. We talked in the previous video about what goes on here. But what I want to show you is how, now that we've got the basic structure of this custom object group set up, we can tweak it as we see fit. So for instance, let's drop it all the way down to 1%. I'm not certain why that would be a significant amount of CPU usage, but if we drop it down to 1%, notice that we're matching a whole bunch more virtual machines at this point. So you can set the threshold however you see fit. When you're done, you click OK, and you've got yourself another custom object group. Join me in the next video where we're going to learn to create custom object groups with object names.